Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today we are in another value village, and this one actually had quite a bit of Christmas stuff, so it's a bit longer than some of my recent Thrift with me's. And they did have a lot out, but it was kind of chaotic because it was all kind of just piled on the shelves together, so a little chaotic to look through, but that's okay. So they had a bunch of wreaths out on these shelving here first. These material wreaths remind me so much of the late 80s, early 90s. When the shelves are really jam-packed full like this, it's inevitable that I'm probably gonna miss certain things or not focus on certain things, but it's just kind of the way it is. Even if I wasn't filming, I probably wouldn't look at everything. I thought this was neat though. It must be like kind of miniature size, but you get like a full train set with a track and a little tin. Probably be a good gift. I don't get to come to this one very much, so I was excited to come and have a look. And I did end up finding something that I've been searching for a very long time. But yeah, last year when I came here is when I found that blow mold. I don't know if anyone remembers that, but we got there for opening and came in and there was 2 vintage blow molds there for I think $20. I only bought one. I bought a snowman, but yeah, it was cool. No blow molds this year, but they did have a lot out for Christmas, which is nice because I've been finding a lot of the stores haven't actually had that much stuff out for Christmas compared to past years. So then we move on to the bagged section. This used to be my favorite part. It used to really be a gold mine for me. Not so much in more recent years, but I did end up finding, I think, yeah, right here in this bag, I did end up seeing a flocked bear in there. And if you are a subscriber, you know how much I love the flocked ornaments of the 70s and 80s. So I did end up getting that bag really just for the flocked ornament. They're usually not too expensive, the bags that is, so I usually just donate anything that I don't want from the bags. It is kind of harder to show these in a video though, because you can't really see, but usually when I see something cool, I take the time to film it. Like I saw these were homemade ornaments, which it looks like they were made from light bulbs, probably like, you know, burnt out light bulbs. I thought they were really cute. They had a lot of different characters like Snoopy and the Grinch and all that. So obviously somebody took the time to make all those. So I hope that those like went to someone's house and they could use them on their tree. It's very, very neat. I think there was a Charlie Brown one in there, just the Grinch there. So it was kind of neat. They had even done a Woodstock as well. And then kind of on the other side of that, at the end there, they just had a whole bunch of cards in bags, which I have bought a lot of those in the past and got some vintage cards. I feel like I have enough right now that I didn't need to add to it, so I just left all them there. I didn't even really look at them because I didn't want to be tempted to buy any more. I was trying to just kind of skim over this stuff fairly quickly. It's not the most interesting thing to really film, but then I did see this bag as well, and it had some Zellers packaging. It looks like they're 90s style packaging, but I did end up getting this as well. I like to thrift these light bulbs. I have a bunch of colored ones, but I didn't have any clear ones, so I did go ahead and get this bag just purely for the bulbs. I find some of the vintage things I have don't work with new light bulbs for some reason. I don't know. It should be like a light bulb is a light bulb, but so usually I try to thrift different ones because yeah, I've bought them new before and like they've worked with certain things but not with other things. And so now we're back to the shelves. The other side of the shelf was kind of the same, just a mishmash of things mixed together. This would have been right up my alley, but I do already have one very similar, and I didn't think it was worth $10.50. So, but maybe someone else would think it was worth that. I saw this pie plate with a recipe on it. I've never heard of this before. Does anyone know what this is? It had bacon and apples in it, which I thought was interesting, but I'm curious if anyone knows what this is, or like if it's a Christmas thing or not. I've never heard of it before today when I was there at the thrift store, so I'm thinking maybe it's from like a different country. I've been seeing a few of these different elf glasses. This one had Ed Asner as Santa and Elf. I thought Elf was kind of like not the greatest of movies, but I guess it is really popular. Been seeing a ton of these bears this year with the years on them, and then the tag was still on it with the message. I was like, oh, brought a little tear to my eye. But if you've been watching my, like all of my, or even some of my Thrift With Me's this year, for Christmas, we've been seeing a ton of these bears, so it must be like the era of cleaning out the Christmas bears for a lot of people. I did really like this plate, but I don't need it, but I thought it was nice. When I first saw this bear, the scarf, this reminds me of like Hudson Bay colors, so I thought maybe it was like a Hudson Bay bear, but then I think this scarf isn't even to this bear, at least what it seems after I kind of was moving the bear around a little, but anyway, that's exactly what it reminded me of when I saw it. And then I was hoping maybe I might see some vintage wrapping paper. I know last year I found so much of it, so I don't really need it, but it's always like fun to find maybe, but none of that looked vintage. have a ceramic Santa there, and then a couple of movies. I love A Christmas Carol so much. And my favorite movie is It's a Wonderful Life. I'm actually going to see it in theater tomorrow. I'm so excited. A theater that's semi-local to us is showing it for free. You just have to bring like a donation for the food bank, so it's kind of cool. It's like my family's tradition to watch that movie on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, and like John and I do the same thing. But this year we're watching it early, and one other time we got to see it in theater, and I was just talking to John about how magical that was to see like an old movie in the theater. And I think it was probably like 7 or 8 years ago, and then like just a few days later I saw that they were showing it, so I thought that was really cool. Like, I'd love to see White Christmas, or we just watched Holiday Inn, which is another one of my favorites. But anyway, I'm very excited to see It's Wonderful Life, even though I've seen it probably like 40 times in my life. This Santa mug was giving me like major 90s nostalgia. And then here's another one of those elf mugs. I was tempted to like reunite them all together, but I didn't, because it was far from where we first saw the other ones. And I was just thinking about the mugs that I've been looking for years, and how it's weird I didn't come across them, and then I found them, or at least what I thought were the mugs. So I was like, damn, I think these are the mugs. And so I was having a moment where I was like, are these the mugs? Like, trying to remember. Basically, they're mugs that my parents had in the 90s. And they just give me like nostalgia. And I'm like, oh, would love to find those. But I mean, they might even still have them, if I'm being honest. But then I was like, no, I don't know if these are the mugs or not. And so I left them there, and I was thinking, no, I don't think those are it. But I was also thinking maybe they are. So I was planning on maybe going back to think about it again after I finished filming. So I loved the way that the store had this end cap set up with all of the holiday plates. Usually they're always just stacked, and then you kind of have to leaf through all of them, and like I never bother doing it because after a while it's just like, I don't know, you don't want to, I guess. But I was seeing a lot of different year plates, and yeah, I've been finding a lot of that kind of stuff this year, like where it's maybe it's ornaments or like those bears. I found this Holly Hobby Christmas plate. I actually have that plate. I've been trying to sell it on Etsy for like a couple of years now. I think I'm just gonna donate it. I think it's actually a set of 2 that I have. I think I've had them listed for at least 3 years, so if they don't sell this year, I think I'm gonna list them. But yeah, I just thought it was nice having them set up that way. It's just very organized and nice. So then as we move on to the next end cap, I see the mugs again. And I think, so this is a different end cap. I'm like, you know what? I really think that these are, and even if they're not, they're close enough that I should just get them, because I've been looking for a few years and I haven't seen anything like it. I'm gonna try to look through my photo albums and see if you can see them in any of the albums. But anyway, I did end up getting this set. It was 3 of them. So technically, I guess I had 6 total. But I've since come to realize, after doing a bunch more thrifting and seeing it, that I think these are Christmas Pleasures mugs, like that set that I'm always showing. I think I just showed a whole bunch of it in the last video. And I think maybe that's, I didn't really realize it because I'm just remembering the part with the Christmas tree on it. So I'm gonna look through. If I do find them in any photos, maybe I'll just insert it in the video. I'm still just considering getting the mugs at this point. I just took a break though, and I did find one photo where you can see my dad is holding the mug. So maybe at the end I'll just put that in, or maybe I'll put a little thing over it. But anyway, I decided, you know what, if I don't get these, I'll probably regret it. So I ended up getting them. I think I might only keep 2 though, because 3 is a weird number and I already have so many mugs. Yeah, here's another ornament. We've been seeing a ton of these ornaments lately. I think in the very first video I posted this year, they were priced quite high. A lot of people had a very strong reaction to that. I loved this little plastic canvas sign. I think you could probably even just have it for winter time. I thought it was so cute. I did leave it there because I couldn't think of anywhere that I could put it in my entryway. These, not this exact shape pillow, but my grandma had that same material and had pillows made. I should try and see if I can find a picture of my grandma's living room, maybe in the 90s. But as soon as I saw that print, it took me right back. So then at the end, I just took a quick little leaf through the stockings. Well, it wasn't just stockings. It was like, you know, other things like pot holders, dish towels and stuff. I was looking for a particular stocking, but I didn't end up finding it at any store this year. So I just figured out something different for stockings that I'm actually really happy with. You'll see that in my Decorate With Me video coming soon. But yeah, here is the photo of my dad holding the mug. Now, upon further realization, I don't think they are the exact same because you can clearly see there's two trees on that mug, but I feel like it's close enough. It has the tree, it has like the red band at the top going around it, so I'm happy I finally found it. Now, having said that, I probably will find the exact same ones now that I've said that, but in any case, I am going to go now. Thank you so much for watching. I do still have a few more Thrift With Me's to post. I think maybe like 4 or 5. A couple of them are shorter though, but so I'll probably maybe post like an extra one this weekend. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.